Hidden beneath the morning mist, a forgotten giant rises once again. For over a century, for decades, this bridge guided thousands across dangerous seas. Deep beneath the deck lies the silent heart of the ship, where powerful engines once thundered across the world's oceans. These quiet rooms were once filled with laughter, friendship, and dreams of returning home. Behind this weathered door, the captain's final records still whisper the untold story of a voyage the world never truly forgot.
As the first light touches the deck, the forgotten warship awakens once more.
From above, the forgotten giant stands alone against the endless Atlantic. For more than a century, this massive anchor has held the weight of history, silently resisting the relentless power of the sea.
Hidden beneath the deck, forgotten cargo still waits in silence, preserving secrets that have survived the passage of generations.
Hidden beneath layers of rust and silence, forgotten weapons remain exactly where history left them more than a century ago.
From the highest point of the forgotten battleship, the endless Atlantic reminds us that nature always outlives even the greatest achievements of mankind. These silent cannons once defended a nation. Today, they stand as powerful reminders. Nature has claimed what mankind left behind, transforming this forgotten battleship into a living sanctuary beneath the Atlantic Ocean. For more than 100 years, these silent propellers have rested beneath the sea, carrying the weight of history into an endless horizon. As dawn fully embraces the Atlantic, the forgotten giant stands alone, silent, resilient. Once the voice of a mighty fleet, this silent tower now speaks only through the wind and the passing echoes of history. From the highest point of this forgotten giant, the endless Atlantic reminds us that while empires may fade, these towering smokestacks once carried the breath of powerful engines. Today, only the ocean wind rises through their silent steel. Deep inside the forgotten giant, these silent boilers once generated the power that carried this legendary battleship across the world's oceans. For decades, this room carried messages across the world's oceans. Today, only silence echoes through its forgotten walls. This weathered bell once marked every watch, every warning, and every new dawn. Long before satellites guided the seas, these charts and instruments led brave sailors across it. Standing proudly at the bow, this weathered emblem reminds the world that every great voyage begins with courage. For generations, these forgotten pages preserved the wisdom of the sea, waiting patiently for someone to read their stories once again. Though no aircraft have landed here for generations, this forgotten deck still overlooks the Atlantic with quiet strength and timeless dignity.
Once the strategic heart of the battleship,
these enormous chains once secured a giant against the fury of the sea. Today, they quietly carry the weight of a forgotten. Even after a century of silence, the ocean continues to embrace this forgotten giant. Hidden beneath the waves, the giant propeller shaft remains frozen in time, where history and the ocean have become one. Every rusted cable and weathered deck plate tells the story of a ship that once conquered the sea with unmatched strength and determination.
within these quiet walls, thousands of meals,
Politics. As another golden morning rises over the Atlantic, the forgotten battleship remains a timeless guardian.
Behind every empty bunk was a sailor with dreams, a family waiting at home, and a story now. Even after a century, the Atlantic still welcomes this forgotten giant, reminding us that
Hidden beneath the deck, this forgotten machinery once powered the ship's mighty defenses. Today, only rust and silence remain. As the Atlantic awakens beneath the morning sun, the forgotten battleship stands as an eternal monument to Bathed in the morning sun, the forgotten giant stands with quiet pride, proving that deep below the deck, this forgotten control room once held the power to change the course of history. Even after a century, the Atlantic continues to embrace this forgotten guardian, proving that greatness never truly. From this quiet room, the captain once watched endless horizons. Today, only the Atlantic keeps him company. Standing proudly against the endless Atlantic, this forgotten giant reminds the world that true legends never. Every lever inside this forgotten control bridge once powered a giant across the Atlantic. Though forgotten by time, this legendary battleship continues to inspire every soul who dares to remember. Locked away for generations, these forgotten weapons no longer represent war, but the remarkable history they once defended. More than a century has passed, yet this forgotten giant still stands with unmatched dignity. Standing proudly beneath the morning sky, this forgotten giant proves that true greatness never fades. It simply waits for the world to. Within these forgotten walls, history was carefully planned long before the first wave ever reached the bow of this legendary ship. Behind this quiet door, the captain once dreamed of home. Even after a century of silence, this forgotten giant continues to inspire.
Every unfinished message inside this forgotten office reminds us that some stories were never delivered, only preserved by time.
From every angle, this forgotten giant tells the same remarkable story, a story of courage. For generations, these instruments guided fearless sailors across unknown waters. Though abandoned by time, this magnificent battleship continues to sail through history, reminding the world that true legends never fade.
Every tool inside this forgotten workshop helped keep a giant alive, preserving the strength that once ruled the Atlantic. More than a century had passed, yet this forgotten giant.
Even these forgotten escape corridors remind us that every sailor carried hope, courage, and the dream of returning home safely.
Hidden beneath layers of steel, this magnificent control gallery once powerful.
Standing proudly against the endless Atlantic, this forgotten giant reminds humanity that true greatness.
Beneath layers of armored steel, forgotten command bunker once shaped history.
Across the endless Atlantic, this forgotten giant still stands with unmatched dignity. And though the names have faded from memory, their courage still echoes through these silent halls. Across the endless Atlantic, this forgotten giant remains a timeless monument to courage, sacrifice. For more than a century, these forgotten pages have protected the final chapter of a legendary voyage, waiting for history to speak once again. Though abandoned by time, this forgotten giant still sails through history, reminding every generation that
on this quiet desk rests the captain's final chapter, a story unfinished.
As the Atlantic stretches endlessly beyond the horizon, this forgotten giant reminds us that history is.
Great ships may fall silent, but honor, sacrifice, and courage continue to echo through every generation. Great ships may fall silent, but honor, sacrifice, and courage continue to echo through every generation. As the Atlantic embraces this forgotten giant one final time,
its extraordinary story live engines. Some ships are remembered for the battles they fought. Others are remembered for the stories they're carried.